It's March 8th, 2020. Hasn't been too rainy here in Seattle. Let's start the update over here with the lavender. You can see the plant has started to grow again with the lighter green part of the plant showing. And the rosemary is doing the same thing. And of course it's still flowering. Down here is the hydrangea. You can see the flower forming nicely. Right here. Can't wait to see what the flower looks like. Here's another hydrangea, looks pretty good. Another rosemary, I think it has started to grow again as well. And then over here we have the summer snowflakes. This guy looks pretty much the same, and right here you can see this one is sending out a bunch more flower buds. And the flower buds right here, you can see the flower forming. It's a little ugly though. And there's another new flower forming. Here's more summer snowflakes. Down here we have some new development. You can see the bulging of soil surface indicated by the red air. And this other bulb plant, you can see it's sending out a lot of new sprouts. And the Persian pearl tulip is growing nicely. You can see this flower is still here. And then here's the tulip and the grape hyacinth, one of the variety. The flower is forming nicely, as you can see, and there's a lot more new flower sprouts forming. Here's the mulberry. You can see the little buds are getting bigger now. It's getting bigger every week. And the blueberry, you can see a lot of sprouts, and these are probably flower buds. Overall, you can see the plants is getting greener. The lily of the valley, you can see some sprouts forming, like right here. It's 2 sprouts, and then there's a few more. So yeah, it's waking up now. And then here we have the grape hyacinth. You can see a lot of flowers forming. I'm gonna cut some of these for indoor, as well as the other variety that I showed you earlier. Look at this flower, it's really pretty. And over here is the hyacinth. You can see the flowers are still around. This one is getting a little too heavy. I love the white ones. The magenta ones are looking great too. So yeah, I'm gonna cut some more of these for indoor too. And this is what I got from the plants. You can see I harvested all the grape hyacinth and the daffodils. The crocus flowers doing well. You can see now this other variety, this other, I guess the flower kind is taking over. After the dark purple, and then it's the white one, and then it's this lighter purple one now. So yeah, they come in stages, which is pretty interesting. Strawberry looks pretty much the same. This other blueberry is also sprouting nicely. You can see the buds are forming. Some leaves over here. Hydrangea, yeah, just sprouting a lot of new sprouts. And this other hydrangea is doing the same thing. Over here we have the raspberry. You can see the buds are getting bigger and it's sprouting now. And I think it's doing the same thing over here. Down here is some new raspberry plants forming from the base. For the grapes, you can actually see the buds are also forming, like right here. It's getting bigger. So yeah, all of the plants are pretty much waking up now. Over here we have the snowdrops and this empty pot and this pot with lots of daffodil flowers. I really like this variety. It's kind of like white flowers with yellow centers. Here's the artichoke, looks pretty much the same. And here's the rhubarb. You can see the leaves are coming out. So yeah, this one is also waking up. Also the peony, you can see the sprouts. The red sprouts are forming from the base. So yeah, pretty much all the plants are waking up now. For the indoor garden, we have the succulents over here. You can see this baby plant is getting a lot heavier now. The elephant fruit plant looks pretty much the same. Some new leaves. And this snake plant is sending out this new growth. Here's the orchids. Right here's the dendrobium. You can see one of the flower has started to fade, but the two other ones are looking pretty much the same. This new growth is doing really well. Other new growth, and these other flowers are still looking good. Not fading yet, but I'm guessing they're gonna fade this week sometime. All of the other orchids are looking great. Lots of leaf growth. Here's the mini Oncidium. You can see a lot of vegetative growth as well. The other Oncidium. Down here is something very exciting. You can see some sprouts forming from this pear plant. Originally I thought the plant was dead, but I think it's gonna revive, so I kept it, and it did revive. Here's the other orchid. You can see a third leaf forming from the base. And over here is the frizzle sizzle. You can see a new growth forming on the side, right here. And as for the flower stalk, you can see the flowers are forming pretty nicely. I'm a little surprised. But yeah, the flowers might survive. Here's the ficus bonsai. A lot of leaf growth, so that's a good sign. And the snake plants, you can see it's doing well. It's getting a lot too tall, so I moved it over here. Here's some other succulents. They all look pretty much the same, so there's not too much to talk about really. Pineapple is still growing. You can see it's this new leaf is getting bigger. And over here we have the bird nest fern. You can see two new leaves forming nicely. Here's the dragon tree plant. The new leaf still doesn't look too healthy, so I'm still a little concerned. Right here's the succulent, the petal plant. Looks fine. And right here you can see I moved the philodendron over here. It looks like it's still sending out lots of new leaves. Over here's the pear plant. Right here you can see it's sending out some flower buds. Right here, this is the flower. Oil plants, nothing much. And the staghorn fern, you can see this shoot frond is getting bigger now. It's looking very nice. And here's the second shoot frond forming. Gonna give you a closer look. And here's the spider plants. Lots of baby plants.